Part 7 and the final video in this series on the Mzintlava Pass covers the section from the 32nd to the 38th kilometer. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch the first 6 videos sequentially, which contain the orientation animations as well as information on safety, history and tourism. The climb out of the Mzintlava River Valley is not to be trifled with and covers a total of 633 vertical meters. Another big mountain looms ahead and to the right, which is the 903-meter-high Kipoi. The road keeps to the east of this mountain, still climbing at a steady rate of around about 1 in 10. A four-way intersection appears at the 33.2-kilometer mark, where a right turn would lead to the village of Talani. Keep going straight till the 34-kilometer point, where a sharp 90-degree right-hand corner changes the heading into the south. A series of S-bends follow as the ascent continues relentlessly as the last 2 villages are traversed. These are Kwalora and Mpumazi. To complete the history of the Transkei, with the army in crisis, George Matanzima fled the country in October 1987, but was subsequently apprehended and charged with misappropriation of funds. The TNIP chose Stella Sigao to replace him as Prime Minister, but she was ousted when General Bantu Holomisa mounted a bloodless coup in January 1988. Holomisa ruled as chairperson of the Military Council. Earlier in 1986, the son of the deceased Sabata Dalendiabo, Buyela Kaya, brought his father's body back to the Transkei to be buried at the Great Place. Matanzima had the body seized and buried in a pauper's grave, but Holomisa supported Buyela Kaya, encouraging him to return to take up his father's position as paramount chief of Tembuland. With the support of the Congress of Traditional Leaders, Buyela Kaya returned in October 1989 and reburied his father's body in a public ceremony. Members of the ANC-aligned anti-apartheid groupings, together with King Mswati II of Swaziland, were amongst those who attended the ceremony. In the meantime, Holomisa took a step to unban the UDF and other anti-apartheid organizations in Transkeian territory, a move that could not be opposed by the newly inaugurated President of South Africa, F.W. de Klerk. Holomisa also announced that he would conduct a plebiscite to test whether Transkeians wanted their homeland to be reincorporated into South Africa. All these events played out against a backdrop of economic failure and corruption. The homeland's leaders had never managed to develop an autonomous economy. Despite incentives to industrialists, Matanzima failed to persuade foreign firms to set up industrial plants in his territory. Only one bag factory was established in the early 1980s, and in the enterprises that were established, Transkeians were exploited in the workplace. Most of those employed worked for the bureaucracy. A small consumer goods industry employed a total of 4,050 people in 1975. Of the total of 47,000 waged workers in the Transkei in 1975, more than 20,000 were employees of the state. More than 500,000 Transkeians were working in South Africa, remitting money to their families. These remittances made up 70% of the homeland's total GNP. Like Popotatswana's Lucas Mangopi, who secured lucrative deals with hoteliers and casino owners, George Matanzima demanded and received 2 million rand from Sol Kerzner so that the latter could set up a gambling monopoly in his homeland. A commission of inquiry appointed after George Matanzima fled the country established that between 1976 and 1988, 200 million rand had been misappropriated by the Matanzimas. In November 1990, a group of 6 white and black soldiers attempted to mount a coup, but they failed when troops loyal to Holomisa overcame the plotters. 18 people were killed, including the leader of the coup, Colonel Craig Dooley. Under the new democratic dispensation in South Africa, the Transkei and all other homelands were incorporated back into South Africa in 1994. The end of the pass is reached at the junction of the R61. Turn left to go to Flagstaff and turn right to go to Lesikisiki.